welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back. I haven't filmed in maybe over 2 months, I want to say. I've just been working a lot. Like, I've been going to one job in the morning, then one job at night, and then just church throughout the week also, and then over the weekend. So I've just been really busy, and I was just helping a lot and doing like all these things. And we had so many birthdays in April. I had my birthday in April. There was just so many events that were going on in April and March and February. So maybe it was 3 months that I've been gone. So besides working a lot and just having so many events going on, I do have some really huge, ginormous news. Like elephant news, that is. It's huge and I'm so excited. It's the best thing ever. Let's get a drum roll for this, because it's that dramatic. Ready? Go. I'm engaged! Oh. So I got engaged April 28th. You guys, I'm engaged. I'm so excited. I was trying to, like, this whole time I was trying not to talk with this hand because I didn't want you guys to see it, but I'm engaged. He did it the day after my birthday. I turned 22. April 27th of April 27th. And he proposed April 28th. And my best friend's baby shower was April 29th. So to say the least, it was an eventful weekend, the best weekend ever, but there was a lot going on. He proposed on Friday, April 28th at his aunt's house. So how it happened is that my birthday is the 27th of April, right? And he did it the 28th. And for some reason, usually every year on my birthday, I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly where I'm going, or if I'm going to throw a party. Like, I know what I'm doing. This year, I wasn't too excited about it. I was just like, 22, ooh, woohoo, big deal, like whatever, right? And the day of my birthday, which was a Thursday, we didn't have anything planned. So I was just going to go to Disney and just hang out with his niece, because she gets in free, because she's 3. So I was going to go just hang out with her and one of my friends. And so the day went on, it was fine, like no big deal. He couldn't make it. We went to Disney. In the beginning of the month, he told me that we're gonna have a dinner at his aunt's house to celebrate his parents' anniversary, because the day of their anniversary, which was like the 15th of April, we had something to do and we couldn't like celebrate it or something. So he told me that the day after my birthday, April 28th, we were going to celebrate it. Like, we were going to go to the aunt's house and celebrate it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, and honestly, I was a little, like, not upset, but I was like, when are we going to celebrate my birthday? Because the 27th, which was a Thursday, was my actual birthday, and he couldn't get it off. Thursday nights, we have church. So, like, Thursday night, I knew we weren't going to go anywhere because we had church. And after church, that day we had a guest speaker, and I knew, I was like, we're not going to be out, like, early enough to go anywhere for dinner. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I knew in my head that we weren't going to do anything that Thursday, and I was fine with it. So Friday, before he told me, I was like, maybe we can celebrate it Friday night, like, because after work, you and I can go somewhere with our friends and whatever, right? And then he told me that the 28th, the day after my birthday, we're going to celebrate his parents' like anniversary. And I wasn't upset, but I was just like, okay, so when are we going to celebrate my birthday, right? And I was like, okay, that's fine, we'll just do it next weekend. So because the Saturday was going to be my best friend's baby shower, so I knew for sure it wasn't going to be on that Saturday because it was a baby shower. And then the Sunday, he was going to be working overtime, so I just knew it wasn't going to be that weekend. So in my head, I was like, okay, the weekend after, like, the weekend after my birthday, we'll just celebrate it. Like, him and I and, like, my best friend and his best friend, which is my brother. We'll just celebrate it then. And, so I was just kind of convinced, like, I did it. I wasn't thinking about it. I just kind of let it go, and it was fine. Like, we're going to be really busy this weekend, and it's fine. Like, I just didn't think much of it. So in the beginning of the month, I knew that was happening. And for some reason, probably 2 weeks before my birthday, or like, I don't even know, maybe a week before that happened, I was at work and I was just thinking about it, like that he was telling me, okay, we're gonna go to my aunt's house and I'm gonna work at this time, and like he was just telling me little bits of what's happening that Friday. And when I was at work, okay? He was at work too, I was at work, and I was thinking about it and I was like, that doesn't make sense, because how are we gonna have dinner if you work supposedly at this time? Like, it just, what he was telling me wasn't making sense in my head. Like, it just wasn't, like it just wasn't, it didn't make sense. So I started freaking out, like, at work, okay? Because I was working at In-N-Out that day, and I was on board, which is the people that are like wrapping the burgers and putting the lettuce and all that. And I was just doing that, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna propose, he's gonna do it then. And it was a Thursday, I remember, and I was just in my head, I was like, I was sweating too, and I was in my head thinking, like, he's gonna propose, he's gonna do it, oh my god, it's not making sense, he's gonna do it that day. Like, I was so convinced he was gonna do it that day. The day he actually did it, by the way. So it was a Thursday. Once I got home from work, we went to church, and after church that Thursday, we went to go have dinner. It was myself, BB, my fiance, my best friend, my brother, which is her husband, my other brother, and his girlfriend, Susan. And we were just having pho, which is like Asian noodles, and I told him, like, it was randomly, I was like, B, today at work I was freaking out because I thought you were going to propose that on the day of your parents' anniversary dinner. And right when I said that, you guys, I swear everybody got super quiet. And at the time I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, like, oh, they're not invited, they don't even know what's going on, right? Because it was for his parents, like, they weren't going to be invited to his parents' anniversary dinner. So I was like, maybe they're quiet because they're not invited and they don't even know what's going on that day. So right when I said it, they all got quiet, but that's what I thought. I was like, they got quiet because, one, they don't know about any anniversary dinner, two, they're probably not invited, and three, they're just gonna stay quiet because it's like, it was just gonna be something with his family, right? And but it was like, at the moment I was like, okay, you guys all got quiet like at the exact same time, why? And but after I thought about it, it's just like, they're not even invited. I would feel awkward if someone brings up something where I'm not invited to. So they all got quiet, and then my BB, which is my fiance, I call him BB, he's like, why would I propose on the day that's my parents' anniversary dinner? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, and then the next day is Evelyn's baby shower. And I was like, oh yeah. So in my head, like, after they said that, I was like, okay, it's not gonna happen, especially because it's the day before the baby shower. And I knew, like, well, obviously I didn't, but I thought we would be really busy for the baby shower, and I thought we would have like super last minute things, and I thought we were just gonna like, right, like have all these things to do for the baby shower. So I was like, okay, that's out of the box, it's not happening that day. And then so whatever, the day gets closer, my birthday passes. It was fun. After church we did go to TGI because they do close like really late, so we went to TGI Friday, we celebrated, it was cool. And then Friday comes along, which is the day he proposed. My best friend's birthday gift to me was to get my hair redone. So Friday morning I want to go get my hair done, and yeah, I thought I was just going because I was getting my hair done. That's it. And I mean, it was like that, getting my hair done wasn't even the plan. Like, she asked me what I wanted, I was like, I don't know, I'll just redo my hair. And then she's like, okay. So that was my best friend's gift to me. So I want to go get my hair done. And on my way home, I remember it was like 5 o'clock by that time, and we were supposed to meet at his aunt's house for dinner at 7 o'clock. So I was going home, it was 5 o'clock, and it was like rush hour. I took the 405, which if you live in California or like Orange County, you know that the 405 around 5 o'clock is like, you're done. Just walk home. You'll get there faster. So I was just like, I remember, and I think this is so funny because that day I was complaining on Snapchat. I'm like, I'm stuck on this 405. I'm not moving. These people can't drive. They're switching lanes like crazy. Like, I was just complaining, right? And I get home and I told my boyfriend, I was like, oh, I'm home. I'm gonna start getting ready. And I had my hair done. I had like 10 a.m. makeup, which wasn't even that much because I was like, I'm gonna go get my hair done, and when she washes it, like, all this is gonna come off, so I don't really do my makeup like this when I go get my hair done, because I'm like, half of my face is gonna be off by the time I leave. So I didn't really do much to my makeup, and he's like, just get ready, I'll pick you up at 7. Something like that, right? And for some reason, I was just like, like that day when I got home, I was just like, nah. Like, I just didn't care at all. I was just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder and foundation and I'm done. And that morning, I remember though, I actually did put a little wing. Like, I had a little wing. I did a little wing with lashes because I didn't want to do like my eyeshadow, so I just put a wing and lashes because I was like, that's easy. And so, and then when I was thinking, I was like, today's a dinner and I had that freak out that he was gonna propose. What if I do a wing and he does it and it's gonna be smeared like everywhere? And I remember watching Casey Holmes' vlogs once when she got engaged, and she's like, if you think you're gonna get engaged, don't wear a wing. So I just remembered that morning, and I was like, I don't think so, because tomorrow's the baby shower. And I went back to the whole, tomorrow's the baby shower, we have a lot to do, blah blah blah, right? And I did the wing anyways. So when I came home and I started getting ready, I just put like a little bit of eyeshadow because I didn't have any eyeshadow. It was just the wing and the lashes. So I put a little bit of eyeshadow and I made my wing a little more intense. And I just kind of touched up. I didn't redo my whole makeup. I just kind of touched up what I had. And I remember I was waiting. It was probably like 6 o'clock. And I still had an hour to kill, and I was like, now what? Like, now what do I do? I don't really want to do much anymore. Like, I'm just gonna sit here. So he told me, he's like, hey, and it was probably, actually, no, it might have been 6:30, because at 7, around 7 is when they called me. So it was probably like 6:30 when he called me. He's like, there's a crash on the freeway. He's like, there's a crash on the freeway. I'm going to be late. Like, it's at a stop. He was just telling me that he was going to be stuck there for a while. And I believed it because it was like 6 and it's always like super busy, right? So I totally believed it. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, great. He works kind of far. Like, that freeway is also busy. So I didn't think anything of it. And then it was probably like 6:50, and I called him again and he didn't answer. And I called him again and he didn't answer. And then maybe by like 7, his mom calls me. And I was like, when I was calling him, I was like, okay, when he's in the car, he always answers because he has his little, what is it? Like on the car, you just answer and you Bluetooth or whatever. So I was like, why isn't he answering? And I got scared, like I thought something happened. So like at 7, his mom calls me. And when his mom calls me, obviously I go there like something happened. They called her first. Obviously it's his mom, whatever. But I was like, oh my God, something happened to him. Because he's not answering and his mom is calling me. And his mom doesn't like just randomly call me like that. And I was like, oh God. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I answered. She's like, hey, Isaac told me he's stuck on the freeway. Julie, his aunt, she told me she's coming from the 405. She's going to pass by your house to get to her house. Is it okay if she picks you up? And I'm really close, not like super close to his aunts, but I do talk to his aunt. And I do talk to his aunt a lot, so I'm like, it wasn't anything uncomfortable. Like I'm comfortable with her. So I was like, yeah. And she just seemed like kind of frustrated. Like when she called me, she was acting frustrated. And she's like, it's already 7 something and my sister's here and everybody's hungry and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, like, who's everybody? Because she said my sister's here. And I remember like being stuck on sister. And I was like, oh my God, I think all of her sisters and brothers are there. And I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna get there with his aunt and not Isaac? Like, I'm gonna be weird because I don't really talk to them. Like, I don't talk to them. I talk to like the aunt that was gonna come pick me up more than I talk to any of the other aunts. So I was like, what am I gonna be doing there by myself without BB? Like, I'll talk to them, but after a while, like, okay, like, right? So I was kind of like stuck on what am I gonna do when I get there without him? Like, who am I gonna talk to? Right? I was freaking out. So she picks me up and we go to her house, and the whole, oh my gosh, my heart is racing again. Like, oh, I could already see the whole thing again. So she picks me up and we're driving to her house, right? She lives probably like 5 minutes from my house, so it's not even like super far. And so she picks me up and my heart is racing again. And like the whole way there, she's like, my sister's so mad at me because I'm so late. Like, I'm supposed to be there already and I got off work so late. Like, she was going along with it too. And she's like, what did she tell you anything when she called you? And I was like, no, she just said that everyone's hungry and that way we can start, like, right when we get there, we can just wait for Isaac. So that's what I told her. I was like, she just said that everybody's hungry. And she was just telling me, like, she's so mad at me, I know. And that's how she always is anyway. So I totally believed it. Like, it was like normal for me. So we finally get to the house and she lives like 5 minutes. Okay, so once we like pulled up to the driveway, I saw a couple cars, but since I was stuck on sisters, I was like, I don't know what cars they have. I don't even remember, but I remember seeing some cars and I was like, that's probably her sister's car. Like, and I think it might have even been the neighbor's car, because now that I think about, all the guests that were there were parked in the back that I didn't see anything. But yeah, so when I got there, I was like, oh my god, like my heart, oh my god, my heart is racing. But when I got there, I was like, I'm gonna say hi to everybody and then I'm just gonna sit with his sister till he gets here, because who am I gonna talk to? So I get there and we're walking up to the door, and obviously I get my things and she's getting her things, and as we're walking to the door, because she has a huge driveway, like it's a pretty big driveway, so she parked like over here and the door's over here, so I close my door, we're walking, and she leaves her door open. Like, for some reason she leaves her door open. And she was like walking to the door, and I was like, Sister Julie, or because she goes to church, so I call her Sister Julie. I'm like, Sister Julie, you left your door open, because the door was legit like wide open, you guys. And I was like, how does that happen? Like, how do you forget to close the door? So I'm like, Sister Julie, you left the door like open. And since she started walking, she was kind of ahead of me, and I was like, had to go around the car. So I started like walking towards the door to close it, and she's like, oh no, pretty, because she calls all of the girls pretty and stuff like that. She's like, oh no, pretty, I got it. And she like went to close she went to close the door, and then when she closed it, she dropped her keys. So she picked them up, and I was just waiting for her, right, because it's her house. And like, for me, I was like, I'm not just gonna barge in there and be like, hi everybody, hi, right? Like, this is not how I am. So she picks up her keys, and I'm waiting for her. Like, I was gonna wait for her to open the door, and I'll go behind her, right? And she's like, oh, go ahead. I was like, and I was just walking really slow, because I just didn't want to open the door. That was my thing. I didn't want to be the first one to open the door. So when his aunt saw me, it wasn't me, it was her first, and I was coming with her, right? She's like, go ahead, pretty, I'll be right there. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk really slow, and hopefully she catches up to me and opens the door. So as I was walking on her door, she kind of has those like glass window things. It's not super clear, but you can kind of see if there's like someone there. So my heart is racing so fast right now, you guys. Like, yeah, I'm playing it in my head again, and I saw a shadow there, and as I got closer, I was like, that looks like my brother. And I was legit like, that looks like Matthew, my brother, my little brother Matthew. And I was like, Matthew, why would Matthew be here? This is his family. So I opened the door right when, like, I'm shaking again. Right when I, like, went to, because she has one of those, like, ones that you kind of, like, push. So right when I went to, like, grab it, it opened, like, both of them. And I was like, what? And right when the doors opened, it was, like, the gates to heaven, you guys. Because they both open, I'm shaking, they both open, like, not out to me, like, open to me. So as I was walking in, they opened, like, this way, And once they opened, I was like, oh my god. I knew. Because right when the doors opened, I saw my little brother. I wasn't crazy. I saw my little brother and my cousin, and she's my only girl cousin. So for me, when BB and I talked about it, I always said I want her there because my only girl cousin. She's the only girl cousin I really had. Like, for my mom's side, it's just me and her. Like, growing up, it was always me and her, and till this day, it's only me and her. Like, now my cousin has a daughter, but like growing up, it was always just me and her. So I told him, to me, I would want her there. Like, she was someone that I needed there. And so right when they opened the doors, it was my little brother and her, which are the same age. So they opened the doors, and right when they opened them, you guys, my heart like dropped. My heart, I knew exactly what was happening. I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I knew it. So they opened the doors, and it was him and my cousin with flowers. They had sunflowers. My favorite flowers, sunflowers. They were holding sunflowers, and I was like, no, oh my god, I can't. Like, I was crying already. Like, right when they opened it, I started crying. And they opened it, and then I was just kind of like still standing under the doorway and freaking out because all I saw was them two. Behind them, it was like two lines of couples, like, not necessarily couple. Well, yeah, they were all couples except my cousin and my brother. So it was them two, and then my other brother, and then his sister, and like girlfriend's husband, whatever. And then like that. So it was just like lines of people that were important to him and to myself. So they were all holding flowers. So once I got it together and I was like, oh, I'm probably supposed to walk so I can see my BB, I start walking, and as I'm walking like through them, they're all giving me flowers, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't, my makeup's not waterproof. And I literally, if you guys watch the video, and I'll probably post it, I say my makeup is not waterproof, and I laugh every single time because that's just totally something I would do, of course. And I'm like, I can't, my makeup's not waterproof, and my eyeliner, and blah blah blah. My eyeliner wasn't waterproof either, so that was bad. And I'm just walking like through the people, and she has like a really big living room, so he just did it like straight from the living room to the patio. So it was just straight, right? Like nothing was, well, there was things over here, but it had nothing to do with the proposal. And so I was walking, and I wasn't looking around, I was just walking straight because I knew he was at the end. So I was like, I need to go, I need to move, right? And I was like, oh my god, he's gonna do it. And I knew he was gonna do it, but I knew I had to go through my homies to get to my BB. So like, I was crying the whole way. I was like, oh my god, thank you, ah! And right when I get to like kind of like the patio where where he was, there was lights, there was flower petals on the floor. Right when I got to him, like to outside, it was my best friend and my brother, which is, my best friend is married to my brother, and my brother is my BB's best friend. So just probably keep that in mind, because my brother is my boyfriend's best friend, and my brother's wife is my best friend. Okay, anyways, but the point is that they were right there. And then she took all the flowers from me, because at this point I had like a huge bouquet of sunflowers. So she took them from me, and like I gave her a hug, and then my brother, I gave him a hug. And after him, it was my parents and his parents. There were all four in the line. And I was like, oh my god, because behind them I could see him, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm freaking out. And I hugged my mom, I hugged my dad, I hugged his mom and his dad, and they kind of like, as I was going through them, they were kind of like, you know, like going to the side, and you know, it was just like perfect. And right when I got to him, I was like, oh my god, I can't, like I was literally saying, oh my god, I can't, and I was like freaking out. And it's so funny to me, because if you watch the video, he was Snapchatting, okay? As I was walking through the people, he was Snapchatting, but I wish he would have saved them, because in the Snapchats, you could hear him, like, laughing, crying. I thought it was so cute, but, so when I got to him, he had his phone in his hand, because he had, like, the notes that he was gonna like, or in his notes he had what he was gonna tell me. So in the like right when I got to him, he kind of had like the last glimpse, and he still had it in his hand, and I was freaking out, and then he told me like what he told me, and he asked me like, will you, because we have a thing where we say always, like since we started dating, we always say it always instead of forever and blah blah blah. So when he asked me, he's like, will you be my always? And then he got on me, he's like, will you marry me? Like stuff like that, right? And so he popped it out, and it had a little light. I didn't even like see the ring. I mean, I saw that he had a ring, but I wasn't like, oh my god, the ring. I was just like, oh my god, yes. And like right when he asked me, I was like, yes, and I just like hugged him, like and so yeah, I just hugged him, and then yeah, everybody's like, yeah, the BBs, because they call us the BBs. Like I call him my BB and he calls me BB, so like all of my family knows us as the BBs. So if you guys hear me say BB, it's because I'm talking about my fiance. So yeah, and then we were just taking pictures, and like people were like congratulating us, and all of this was on Facebook Live. So I'm trying to get the video and see if I can put this in here, but yeah, and everybody saw, and everybody was like congratulating us, and we were taking pictures. And then when we walked inside, like on the other side of the living room there was tables, there was balloons like everywhere, like on the roof there was green and like yellow balloons, like gold, and then on the corner there was like a huge 22. I have my balloons right here. There was a huge 22, and that was kind of like where I had my birthday cake, and then like the numbers, and then we had another cake on the other side of the room that said like happy engagement or congratulations on your engagement, something like that. But yeah, so it was kind of like a birthday like a surprise birthday party and engagement. So yeah, and that's pretty much how it happened. It was perfect. It was honestly perfect. It was better than I could ever expect. I know my brothers and my friends had a lot to do with it also, because I thought it was so cute. Everybody always tells me that day he was like a bridezilla, that he was like running around like, oh my god. So that is the biggest thing I wanted to come on here and kind of talk to you guys about, because it is something that I'm super excited. I've been planning my wedding way before we even got engaged, because we've been talking about getting married for maybe, I don't know, we've been talking about getting married for a long time. And it was even before I knew we were gonna get engaged. We kind of knew like we're gonna get engaged next year on this day. Like we kind of already knew, and even though we weren't engaged, we were planning to get married anyway. So I had my whole wedding planned out before he even proposed. Thank you, Pinterest. But yeah, so now I'm just starting with the wedding process, and I actually started the Monday after I got engaged. So I got engaged Friday, and that Monday I had a meeting with the wedding planner. And that's funny because I didn't know I was getting engaged, obviously. It was a total surprise. But I made an appointment with a wedding planner even if I wasn't engaged. I called her. I was like, hey, I'm interested in this. I'm not even engaged, but we're having a wedding this day. Anyways, like, I'm gonna have a wedding on this day. If I'm engaged or not, we're getting married this day. And so when we met her, I was engaged, and I actually texted her. I was like, guess what? I'm engaged. She's like, oh my god. So when I met her, I was engaged. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because I was like, we weren't even engaged, and that we were gonna go see a wedding planner without even me knowing I was gonna be engaged. And my boyfriend was just like, okay. And I told him before that Friday, I was like, on Monday we have a meeting with the wedding planner and blah 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 blah. And but yeah, so I actually already started getting this whole wedding stuff like going on, and I think it would be fun to have like a bride or like a wedding series on my channel. I've always loved weddings. My wedding has always been my dream. Let me know if you guys want to see like a wedding series or a bride series, or I thought of like a cute clever name earlier and I forgot about it. I forgot. I don't know. But yeah, so let me know if you guys want to see a series of wedding planning and DIYing, because there's going to be a lot of DIYing, and I'm going to be planning and scheduling and meetings and all these things. So if you guys want to see vlogs on how I do all of that, you guys let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see a wedding series on my channel. So yeah, so that was it for my super giant news and chit chat video today. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, super giant news and chit chat video. My brother's girlfriend Susan actually made a video, so I'll probably put the link down below so you guys can check that out. And yeah, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can see all of my wedding planning and all of my little crazy ideas that I have going on and all of that. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm so excited, and I'll see you guys in my next one.